looks like he is in street clothes, so he will not be in the lineup tonight. So in his stead, you got his normal backup, Ethan Stoddard, the 6'8" redshirt freshman coming by way of Orem High School in Orem, Utah. He's done a good job filling in the role that Eastern has needed him to. He's averaging 6.1 points per game, and what is so fun to watch about him, he's one of those true back-to-the-basket bigs. He knows what he can do, and he knows what his style of play is. He goes out there, and he performs extremely well. USU-Eastern coached by head coach Bill Evans, winningest coach in Southern Utah University history, leading them to their lone NCAA tournament appearance before making his way to USU-Eastern. Andrew May, the head coach for the Badgers. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, it will be time for opening tip right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 7:50 AM. Welcome back into USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 7:50 AM. Starting lineups underway for the visiting Snow College Badgers. You are looking at your starting five as McCaden Adams, Sam Sivolich, Sean Phelps, Brock McClure, and Braun Roberts. And introducing now onto the floor is the starting lineup for your USU Eastern Eagles, as we have, wearing number 1 from Portland, Oregon, the sophomore guard, Kayan Turner. Then the sophomore sensation who's rocked this program for 2 years, Ike Palmer. Ethan Stoddard, the post player sensation, the redshirt freshman by way of Orem, Utah. Coming off, making his starting debut for Eastern, Robbie Yates, the 6'3" redshirt freshman by way of Sandy, Utah, rocking number 22. And rounding out that starting five for USU Eastern, Isaac Castagnetto, the conductor of the offense, the sharpshooter from range. It's a good starting group for Eastern. They'll be rocking their all-blue uniforms. Meanwhile, Snow College in their white, orange on white. So going to be a good matchup. Jumping for USU Eastern will be Ethan Stoddard. For the visiting Badgers, it's going to be Sean Phelps. Eagles going left to right on your radio dial. Officials getting set in their positions. We are moments away from the start of more USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 7:50 AM. Aiden Mortensen alongside you for the game today. Official walks to that center circle. Whistle is blown early on. They have to pick a side. And now we're all good. Now the ball up. And a little more confusion. And we got some chippiness already. Whistle blows a third time. Now we're up and away. Ball won by Snow College. Taking it in possession will be Svolic. Swings over. He finds Roberts into the left corner. Throws it all up top. Moving the ball around the horn to get into the hands of McClure. Handoff pass goes to McCaden Adams in between the pipeline. Pass down low, blocked by Turner. Offensive board, can't get the putback. Rebound goes Stoddard as Eastern pushes the other way. Castagneto swings to Turner. Near travel, hesitation, drives in, reverse layup. Gets the circus shot to fall. Kayan Turner gets the Eagles on the board, 2-0 in favor of Eastern. 19:20 left to go here in the first half of play. Pass down low. They find a cutting McCaden Adams. He can't get the shot up. Forced to retreat back outside. They get it into the hands of Svolic. Pass to the short corner on the left side. They find Braun Roberts, and he's able to get the shot to fall. Eastern the other way. Score knotted at 2 apiece. Stoddard in between the pipes will go. Drives down low. Picks up his dribble out to Palmer on the right corner. He drives up top. Pass intercepted, but able to cover it is Stoddard to Palmer. Thinks about the pass to Castagneto instead. Pass fake. Drives down low. He's at the free throw line extended. Kicks back outside to Castagneto. 4 on the shot clock. Turner deep 3. Foul whistled. And he's got 3 free attempts at the stripe. One of the last people you want to foul in the process of shooting. He's an 80% sniper from the line. Foul is going to be whistled against Braun Roberts. First foul whistled against the Badgers as Turner stepped to the line for his first of 3 shots. Takes a few dribbles, first shot up, and it is pure. Nothing but net for Kayan Turner. He's got 3 already. Off to a hot start is the sophomore. Second shot prepares. Up. And in. Pure as well for Turner, stroking that one home. And one more go around coming for Turner. Takes a deep breath, shrugs the shoulders, gets ready. He is up, and he is in. Gets the lucky last second roll. He's got 3 of 3 on that trip to the stripe. Nearly misses the last one, but the basketball gods on his side as he builds the lead to 5-2 in favor of Eastern. 18:30 and ticking here in the BDAC. Snow College swings the ball over to McClure on the left wing, in between the circles to Braun Roberts. Now, left corner they go back to McClure. He'll drive inside along the baseline. Shot too powerful, up, rebound, fight for it, and it's going to be Ethan Stoddard coming up with it as Eastern pushes the pace up to Palmer. Bounce pass to the corner, swinging around to Turner. He'll take a 3, can't connect off the back iron. Rebound, Ike Palmer, scramble for it. Timeout called by Turner. A veteran move from the sophomore, recognizing full possession of the ball. 30-second timeout. We'll keep that one right here. But what a start for USU-Eastern as they build the quick 5-2 advantage thanks to 3 free throws and an easy lay-in from Kayan Turner. Only player on Eastern who's taken a shot. Ethan Stoddard playing a big role in setting these up as well as he's got 2 boards. Roberts, the only player for Snow College who has scored. He's 1 of 1. Everyone else, they've had 4 chances. They've made only that single shot. 25% from the field early on as Eastern opens up on a 5-2 run in the first 2 minutes of action here in the Bundle Dimitrich Athletics Center. A great start for Eastern. That's exactly what they needed if you're going to try and hang with a top 10, nay, a top 3 program in the nation. Inbounding the ball for USU Eastern will be Robbie Yates, the redshirt freshman. And the clock bounces back up to 20 minutes. It was at 18 just a moment ago. They've got some clock troubles down at the scorer's table. Letting that change. It's been an interesting start to this contest. 18-21 is going to be the verdict on the clock. So that's where we'll keep it. Scoreboard reset required as well. 5 points in favor of Eastern, 2 in favor of the Badgers. 18-20 and ticking as the ball gets inbounded. They get to Castagneto, now to Turner on the left wing. Bass to Castagneto in between the pipeline. Now to Turner, into entry pass into the left block, down to Palmer. His shot partially affected, no whistle though. Rebound goes Snow College. They'll push the other way. swing over to McCaden Adams, moving it around the paint. They find the arms of McClure. Around the horn, they swing yet again. Adams on the left corner, back up top. They're just passing the ball, looking for the most open shot. A 4-out offense coming for Snow College as they get the ball into the low post. Down to Sean Phelps. His shot from 10 will connect. Badgers make it a 1-point game yet again. 5-4 in favor of Eastern, 17-35 and ticking. Yates with the ball. He's guarded closely by the likes of Savulich. They get to Palmer on the right wing. Now entry pass into the high post. They find Stoddard. Surveys around, pass fake, dribble out. Fakes the handoff. He's searching for something. 8 on the shot clock. Palmer gets the ball. Great defense from Snow College. Hesitation. He'll drive in, draw a lot of contact, and that will rightly be whistled. Going to be the second team foul against the Badgers. Whistling it against McClure. First personal of that game. Checking into the contest now for Snow College. We're going to see James Rust. Inbound, nearly stolen. Rebound, out to Turner. Shot fake, he'll drive in before passing back outside. Deep three by Yates. Off the back iron, won't fall. Rebound goes Snow College. Braun Roberts pulling it down. The length of Snow is truly incredible. They are tall guys down there, as you'd expect from a basketball team, but here even more so. They swing outside, moving it around the horn yet again. Entry pass to the high post. They find Roberts, ball poked away, and Eastern letting that one roll out. They're going to set up along the near sideline. 5-4 sets the score in favor of Eastern. 16:47 left to go in half number one. Again, USU-Eastern receiving votes in the top 25. Snow College ranked number 3 in the nation. Turner brings it down before handing the ball off to Castagneto. Back to Turner on the left wing. Surveys around, gets the ball into Palmer to Stoddard. Around the way they go to the right corner, down to Yates. Down low to Stoddard now on the right low block. Goes to work in the paint. Back to the basket. Double team pressure. Tries to kick it out, and it's stolen away. An excellent reaction by Sam Savulich. Yates tries to steal it away alongside Isaac Castagneto, but the foul going to be whistled against Isaac. First team foul against the Eagles, and his first personal into the game. In Castagneto's stead, they are going to throw out Easton Duft. 1.4 point per game scorer, the 5'11" freshman from Ogden, Utah. Snow moves the ball around. Eastern, 3-2 defense, trying to move it around. A turnover, no, they're going to say last touch against Eastern as it gives Snow another opportunity along the hostile fan side of the bleachers. Inbound by Adams. Gets it back immediately. Thinks about the shot, won't take it, instead resets the offense. Entry pass high post, they find Roberts. Kick it outside. 3-point shot won't fall. Offensive board coming for Snow as they get it to Adams. He shot fake, drives in, kicks back out. Deep three, raining it down from beyond the NBA range. Sam Savulich hits a three, gives Snow College their first advantage of the game. 7-5. 4 minutes have gone away as USU-Eastern brings the ball down the floor. Duft swings it to Turner, now to Stoddard. Surveys the floor in between the pipes. Handoff goes back to Duft. Hesitation before picking up his dribble near the charity stripe. Out to Palmer. Now to Stoddard on the left corner. He's trying to back his way down. Kick out to Turner. Double team pressure. Too much to overcome. He gets hit and he tries to put up the layup, but too low. Rebound goes Snow College. They kick it out to the corner. A wide open James Rust can't connect off the side of the rim. It bounces harmlessly into the arms of Robbie Yates. Yates to Duft. Swings up to Turner on the left wing. Calls for the screen, instead opts to pass over to Duft, resetting the offense. Takes the screen, set by Palmer, back to Palmer, in between the pipes, shot fake, spin, drive, fade, can't connect, rattles, just doesn't have the shooter's touch on that go-around. Rebound goes Snow College as Savulich looks to follow up his three on the ensuing possession. Pass over to Adams, he'll take a deep three, can't come up with the rebound, as Yates tips it away from the long arms of Braun Roberts. Roberts stands at 7'0", the tallest player on the floor for either team, and his length posing a challenge in the rebounding battle, as right now USU-Eastern losing that 6-5. Snow College with the inbound near the hostile bench. They get it up top where they find James Rust. Moving it around, handoff in between the pipeline constantly. 2 low, 3 outside. They're trying to get something open, but good defense by Eastern forces it into a much taller task. A drive inside by Adams, kicks outside, the desperation 3. Not going to fall, and a foul called on the ensuing rebound. First, you have Blake Barr with the miss, and then they followed up with a Sam Savulich foul. Third team foul against the Badgers with 14:28 left to go in half number 1. Yates, the inbound man, but full court pressure coming as Kyle Lemke will check into the game in favor of Sean Feltz, who heads to the bench. Lemke, a product of Dixie High School, one of the most prolific bigs during his time there, dominant in the paint, but now playing a big role on Snow College's championship hopeful squad. Duff with the ball to Yates, to Turner in between the circles. Now to the left corner, they swing back to Duff, shot fake, he'll drive in, he has a lane, bounce pass down low, up, can't get it to fall. Bowen Davies, he'll be playing tonight. He checks into the contest. Moving it around, trying to find anything open along the perimeter. Snow College navigates around, a drive inside, and the floater by Adams can't fall. Davies with the rebound, making his impact felt immediately off the bench. Blocked pass over the top, they find Yates. Back in between, moving it around. Duff to Turner, double team pressure, back to Duff on the right wing. He drives in. Two men to try and beat, he opts to pass out instead. Goes to Davies. Davies battles his way into the paint, can't get the shot to fall, rolls around before rimming out. Rebound James Rust for Snow. Moves it up quickly to Adams. Adams drives in, goes over the top of Turner. Turner going to be whistled for the blocking foul. Snow College heads to the charity stripe for their first free throw attempts of the game. 13:27 left to go in half number 1. Timeout whistled on the floor, full media timeout. We're going to take that one with them. You're listening to USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, 7-5 in favor of the Badgers when we return.
Hey, life in college can be amazing, but it can also feel overwhelming sometimes. We all have ups and downs, and that's okay. The most powerful thing we can do is look out for each other. A simple conversation can make a huge difference, whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out yourself. Remember, one team, one goal. Mental health matters for us all. Let's talk, listen, and stand together.
Welcome back into USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Out of the timeout, Snow College up 7-5 over your USU Eastern Eagles with a chance to make it 2 more as to the line heads McCaden Adams, a 79% shooter from the stripe. His first one up and in. Nothing but net coming from the sophomore. Now, a good start by USU Eastern as they jumped out to a 5-2 advantage, but since then, it's been a 6-0 run for Snow College over the last 5:18, holding USU Eastern scoreless as the second shot drops in for Adams' second point of the game. Eastern now looking for an answer, down 4, 9-5 with 13 minutes and ticking here in the first half. Yates with the ball. Castagnetto, handoff. Back and forth they pass, trying to find something open on the floor. Back it goes to Yates, back to Castagnetto. Catch, they play, hot potato it feels like, as they get to Palmer on the right wing. Castagnetto to Yates, tiptoe in the sideline, able to get it back out. 7 on the shot clock. Palmer a sidestep in 3, can't rattle home. And a great rebound being pulled down by Liam Davis out to Castagnetto. His 3 won't fall as well as the rebound goes to Aaron Bliss. Snow College races the other way. Hesitation, they pass off back to Bliss. Moving it around the floor, they have an open player under the post, but Eastern quickly back into their 3-2 zone, covers up that gap in coverage. Around they fall, poked away by Davies, but a foul going to be whistled. They're saying he reached and caught some skin as he goes in. 9-5 sits the score, 12:30 in the first half of action left to go. Substitution for Snow as Max Toombs checks into the contest. To the bench in his stead heads Jackson Rose. Around the horn, Snow moves the ball. The Badgers with the ball movement has been excellent all night. Quick three-point attempt from Toombs won't fall. Rebound goes down, pulled down by Yates. To pass it to Castagnetto behind the back, slows the pace just a little to Palmer. To Yates on the other side. Surveying around. Trying to get anything going offensively. They've been held silent. Castagnetto the crossover to Yates, who drives inside, kicks back out to Castagnetto, 6 on the shot clock. Davies comes with the screen. Great defense by Snow. They're going to have to put a prayer up, tipped away, and a shot clock violation. The defensive Snow on lockdown as they force a turnover. 7 Bahati into the contest instead of Robbie Yates. Bahati might be what this Eastern team needs most, as he is electric when they need him. He's a spark plug player as Snow brings the ball down the floor. Eastern breaks into a 2-3 zone, playing Palmer up a little higher along the baseline. Snow kicks out to the corner. Now they move the ball around the horn. They get into the hands of Aaron Bliss. Poked away, but a foul whistled. It's going to go against Eastern. That's going to be their 4th team. We'll see who they call that one against. Substitution coming off the foul. Savulich back into the contest. To the bench, heads Barr. Snow with a 3-2 offense running. Now 3 into the painted area, bringing 1 back outside. They get it over to Kyle Lemke. Down low, he hands it off. He finds Bliss going to work in the paint. Pass back to Lemke. His floater from 5 out will fall, and Lemke's on the board with his first basket of the contest. 11-5 advantage for Snow. Castagnetto brings the ball down the floor, passes off. He finds the arms of Davis to Bahati. Moving the ball around. They get it down to Davies, to a cutting Palmer. Reverse layup, just what the Eastern Eagles needed as Ike Palmer comes in to get his scoring spree started. 11-7 sits the scoreboard as Snow takes it the other way. Lemke in the high post. He'll drive in. Body to body against Davies he goes. Shot too short off the side of the rim. Rebound goes to Davis for USU. Slows the pace down, swings it to Palmer. He'll drive along the left side against Lemke. Spin, dump pass, trying to find Davies, but poked away by Snow College. Coming up with the steal was Bliss as the Badgers run the other way. Kick out, they find McClure. Thinks about the 3, won't take it. Instead, brings it back outside, resets the offense. They swing completely opposite side of the court over to Savulich. Now, to Bliss. He drives along the baseline, goes up strong, can't get it to fall. Rebound goes in favor of Davies. They loft over the top to Davis. Davis nearly loses it, poked away last second. Good defensive get back by Aaron Bliss, but the ball will remain in possession of USU. Line change substitution coming for both teams. Adam Grisham coming in for USU Eastern. We'll get the names for Snow College as they swing it around, and with how well they've been moving the ball, it's not going to be too hard to get all of those pretty quickly. Inbound goes to Bahati in the right corner. Tried to pass to Davis, stolen away, a rip down by Savulich, drives in, goes coast to coast. He's fouled hard by Grissom. The Badger Loyal want a technical, but they're not going to give it to him. And a good steal off the inbound, setting up the break for Snow College. They've been playing it gutsy defensively as Savulich gets his trip to the stripe. Walking a little gingerly at first, but now back to normal he goes. 11-7 sets the score. 10 minutes left in period number 1. Official bounces him the ball as he prepares for the free throw. Up, can't connect on that one. Skips off the side iron. Moves the free throw total to 2-3 on the contest. Second opportunity coming for the stripe. Up. Again, 0-2 trip, nearly wasted, but a rebound by Braun Roberts. He kicks it outside, and a missed 3 for Snow College. Bahati comes up with the rebound, slinging it up court. He finds Davis. Davis to the corner, finds Grissom. To Bahati now. Finds the waiting arms of Castagnetto, tries to loft it over the top to Davies, stolen away by Snow College as they're going to push the pace. They opt to not let it soar out of bounds. They kick it over. They find McClure. He'll take a three-pointer, and he'll connect. Doubling up the Eastern Eagles now is Snow College, following the three by McClure, 14-7. Bahati along the sideline near the teams. Yo-yos the ball between his legs before picking up his dribble to Davies. Hands off back to Bahati immediately. Tries to get some separation, won't find it. Davies facing double team pressure. He's forced to kick out to Grissom. Step up three. Almost had it, but skips off the side of the rim. Won't fall, still 14-7. Midway through half number one with 9 minutes and ticking. Snow College, a chance to add on to their total. Around the way they swing, but the ball stolen away. It's going to be Davies coming up with it as they get it in the hands of Bahati. He'll push the pace up top, gets it to Grissom. In at the left short corner, about 15 out. He tries to sling the pass overhand to Davies, but blocked out of bounds. A good job by Sean Feltz coming over to tip it up and down. Feltz was a big player on this squad last season as they were the number one team in the nation before falling in the opening round of the NJCAA tournament. Coming back for round two, running it back as a nearly entirely new roster in the starters, at least, for Snow College. As the inbound goes inside to Stoddard, fakes the handoff to Duff. Second time he will, as he sets up on the left wing extended, calls for a second screen. Two excellent switches as they get it over to Grissom, cross court, down low to Stoddard. Double team coming. He's in trouble. He pivots. Baseline pass to Turner. Turner goes up and in. Regardless, would have been the goaltend whistled against Braun Roberts. Turner sneaks it through, and he's got 7. I guess that's good news for him, 7 points. Bad news for the rest of the team is they only have 9. Ike Palmer, the only other Eastern Eagle, with a point through the first 12 minutes of play. Up the court goes Snow College with Savolich. Ball in his hands, kicks it to the high post where they find Feltz. Handoff goes to Adams. He'll drive in along the baseline. Double team pressure, pivots out. He's able to find Bliss. Moving it around, back into Savolich's hand. He'll put up the dump pass. Stolen away by Grissom. And they'll push the pace. Eastern to Duft. Slowing it down. They had an opportunity at the break. Wanted to go into more methodical offense. Turner drives in. Puts up the push-off. Fade away. Gets it to fall. 9 points for Kay and Turner as Eastern cuts down what was doubling them up. Down to a 3-point deficit. 14-11 sits the score. Navigating around. They get it into the hands of Roberts. Pivot. Picks up his dribble. Good defense by Eastern to Feltz. Slings over the top to Savolich. Facing double team pressure. They got a chaser. He'll put the sideways fading three. Can't fall. And a foul going to be whistled against against Snow College. Excuse me. They call it against Sean Feltz. Second personal. 4th team foul against Snow College. So they're getting up there. Both teams sitting at 4 currently. Bahati, the inbound man. A check-in as heading to the belts is Braun Roberts. In his stead, Aaron Bliss enters. Duft breaks the pressure with a hesitation move. He's trying to cross that 10-second stripe, and he buys the reach and foul from Savolich. That's going to be his second, 5th team foul against the Badgers with 7:14 left to go. Getting ever closer to the dreaded bonus. Eastern has made all 3 of their attempts from the stripe today. Excuse me, that's Savolich's first personal foul. They get it into Grissom, over to Turner. Same spot, he hands off to Duft. On the left wing extended to Grissom, to Turner. He'll drive, kick out in between the circles. Deep 3 from Grissom. He'll rattle it home. Adam Grissom rattles it out from NBA range. It's raining buckets here in the BDAC, and we're all knotted up at 14 yet again. Scoreless over the last 3 minutes is Snow College, while USU goes on a 7-0 run. Moving the ball around the perimeter. They get a wide open throw down by Sean Feltz with some authority as they retake the lead. 16-14, 6:30 and ticking here in half number one. A low scoring affair for 2 teams who normally are accustomed to putting up big points in these contests. Out to Turner on the right corner. Kicks it out to Bahati, to Grissom in the high post. He'll put the shot up over 2 defenders. Won't fall. Scramble for the rebound. Near foul, but a good job by Stoddard getting the arm back out as they run down court the other way. Adams with the ball. Swings over to Feltz. cross-court pass. They move the ball around the horn yet again. Shot fake and a drive inside by Adams. Spins in, puts up the shot from about 5 out. No doubt about it. McCaden Adams has got 4. You look at this team. This is a team who's used to scoring 94 points a game with about 5.5 remaining in the first half of action. They've only scored 18. So either we're going to score for a explosive second half or things going to be slow-paced all night and defensive grind for both squads as Turner gets the ball in between the circles. Moving it around, bounce pass to Grissom. He drives in, hop, step, and a skip. Blocked by Feltz. Sends it back at him, keeps it inbounds too, as the Badgers head the other way. No second chance opportunities for the Eagles. They dump down to the high post. Feltz from about 10 out, just inside the charity stripe. Won't fall. Rebound goes to Stoddard. Passes it off immediately to Duft. He'll take over floor general duties this trip down. He needs to be careful about his footing as he backs away from that 10-second stripe. Nearly flirted with danger. Back and forth. The Eastern Eagles pass to Turner in the high post. He splits 2 defenders, goes up with the floater. Bahati offensive rebound, won't fall. Second chance, third chance. Ethan Stoddard goes up for his first points of the game. Eastern keeps it a 2-point affair. 18-16, 4:45 and ticking. Moving the ball around the perimeter they go, and a quick timeout called. Looked like it was about to be a foul call against Turner, but timeout called before that. 4:42 left to go in half number 1 here in the Bundle Dimitrich Athletic Center. We'll take a quick break here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, and we'll be back with more USU Eastern basketball.
You're in the classroom, on the field, on the court, or hanging out with friends, your body is your best asset. Staying tobacco-free keeps your lungs strong, your mind sharp, and your game at its peak. And if you already use tobacco, quitting is one of the best moves you'll ever make for your health, your performance, and your future. Don't huff, don't puff, keep away from that stuff. Visit waytoquit.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW for free, confidential help. Stay strong, stay focused, make it a win.
Welcome back to USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Out of the timeout, Snow College in possession, and they get to work quickly as they try and go with 15 seconds on the shot clock. Navigating around, good defense by Eastern, slows down the pace. Barr forced to kick around. They get it outside to Adams. Adams with 5 on the shot clock has to take the deep 3. Nearly gets it out of desperation, and a foul going to be whistled. We'll see who they call it against. Will it be Palmer, who got knocked to the ground, or will it be against Snow? And looks like it's going to be against Palmer. His first personal, 5th team foul for Eastern. No, they're going to call that one against Robbie Yates. He said he caught him on the arm going up. Still 18-16 in favor of the Badgers. Lemke into the game for Snow College. Also coming in, they have Sam Savolich, a bit of a shorter lineup now coming in, but they still have 2 big men. They got a 6'11" man, and they also have they've got 2 of them. And a missed shot leads to an offensive rebound, though, but stolen away by Isaac Castagneto. Castagneto unable to score tonight so far. They played great defense on him as he tries to drive inside for the transition bucket, but forced back outside by the get-back D of Snow. He'll bring it back outside, reset. He takes the screen by Davies, buys the double team over to Turner. Kicks to Yates, tipped away by Snow College. Lemke gets the poke away from Davies. Still 18-16, but Eastern with the ball. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Castagneto, the inbound man, this go-around. As standing in his face is the long arms of 6'11", Aaron Bliss. To Palmer from the charity stripe. He'll strike from 15 out. Ike Palmer with his second bucket of the game. He's got 4 points. Snow College the other way. They race. Moving around, all knotted at 18, looking to break that tie. Drive in over 3 men, won't fall. Rebound, Ike Palmer drives inside, faces triple team pressure as well. Forced to pick up his dribble, searching for help. They get it out to Castagneto. He'll drive, split 2 defenders, bounce pass to Davies. He'll try and go with the reverse layup, blocked by Bliss, and sends it out of bounds. They're going to say last touch against Eastern, so Snow College gets to go the other way with 3:20 left to go in the first half of action. First portion of this half flew by. I'd say the first 3 quarters, but ever since that 5-minute strike, things have been slowing down. Fouls, timeouts, all you could want here in the BDAC. 18-18 sits the score. Snow College in possession. Go to Bliss, down to Lemke with the tap pass. Goes up and in, fights through Kayan Turner. And Turner offensively has been spectacular, and defensively until that moment he has been dominant, but the mismatch bought by Kyle Lemke sets him up with the tie-breaking basket. 20-18 with 3:06 left to go. One foul shot attempt as Lemke eyes 3 points the old-fashioned way. Up and off the front of the rim. Free throw has been the lone blemish for Snow College today. They shoot only 50%, 2 of 4 from the line. Castagneto with the ball for Eastern. Surveys the floor, gets out to Davis, back to Castagneto, over to Yates. Around they go. Davis decides to drive in out of the right baseline, kick out Yates, his three-pointer. Pure, nothing but net for Robbie Yates. The redshirt freshman wing has his first basket in a much-needed way as Eastern takes the lead, 21-20. A drive inside now by Adams, puts up the floater, won't fall, scramble for the rebound. It's going to be Davis coming up with it, and they're going to whistle a foul against Snow College. More than likely, they're going to call it against Lemke. And they will. That's going to be the 6th team foul against the Badgers, and meaning the next one is free throws for Eastern. 21-20 sits the score. Full court to go. As substitution comes in, Bliss to the bench, and McClure back on the floor. Replacing some height with shooting prowess, McClure has 3 points in the contest. Of course, coming from beyond the arc, Castagneto drives, easily breaks the 10-second stripe despite the opposition from Bayer. Moving it around, they get it out to Davis. Gets it out to Palmer, he'll drive in, puts up the prayer, can't get to fall through heavy contact, and instead, a comedy of errors strikes for Snow College. Teammates fighting as McCaden Adams and Brock McClure both grapple for the rebound. McClure ends up throwing it off the head of Adams as it lands out of bounds, keeping the ball in possession of USU-Eastern. Fake the pass out to the open Davis on 3. Instead, they go to Palmer on the right wing. Back to Davis, swinging over. They find Yates. They have to reset. 4-out offense for Eastern as they bring it down inside. 7 on the shot clock. Palmer in the short corner, a place where he makes his money. Ball poked away. Trying to come up with it, a steal for Snow College, and they opt not to go for the shot clock, but instead break the other direction. But a quick near turnover. They're trying to call for a timeout. It's everywhere. It's like a game of pinball out there. They get it out. A drive in. Heavily contested, lots of contact, no foul. The ball on the ground again. And it's going to stay in Snow College, the out of bounds call. Stopping a chaotic sequence that even has head coach Andrew May for Snow College smiling due to the sheer absurdity of what we just witnessed on the floor. Everywhere the ball went, there was about 5 players to follow, all diving. You can tell this is a heated rivalry because everyone wants to win. 21-20 the score in favor of Eastern with 1:33 left to go in half number 1. Swinging the ball around the perimeter. Snow surveys around, trying to get an open shot. They get it to Blake Bauer in the left corner. Yo-yos back and forth before Lofton up top. They get it out to Adams. Adams back to Bauer. He'll drive along the baseline. Dump pass to Lemke. His little floater up and in. Lemke, 6 points off the bench. A big contributor so far for Snow with 1:05 left. 65 ticks of that clock remaining before the intermission. They get to Yates on the right wing. A 3-2 defense for Snow College is the story as they get it over to Davis on the left wing. Ball poked away. Snow comes up with it. It's Adams. Fights through pressure. Up and in. wants the and one, slaps the floor because he doesn't get it, and instead Duff races the other way, kicks out to Palmer. Palmer's three, can't answer back, an air ball, and a foul against Stoddard. Arms around the neck of McClure, and he's frustrated about it. He wants more than just the foul. And they're going to send him to the bench, but Snow College claims the 24-21 advantage with 37.8 seconds left. 8th team foul against USU-Eastern, so instead that will send McClure to the stripe on the other end. Scrappy defense all around from both sides. That's just how this game has been played. Physical in every aspect. Bodies down low, bumping, and the shot from McClure connects. He's got another chance at it. McClure is up to 4 in the game. A balanced scoring effort for Snow College so far. They've got 6 players who have scored. Second shot up and in. As McClure heads to the bench in his stead, Max Toombs will be checking in. 37 seconds left, 7-second difference between shot and game clock. Yates lost it over the top to Palmer, easily breaking the full court pressure of Snow College. Hesitation, he'll drive inside, tries to buy the charge, won't get it. Back to Palmer it goes, he'll drive in, dump off to Stoddard, he goes in, reverse layup up and in over Lemke. Stoddard's got 4 off the feed from Palmer, and Snow with a narrow 3-point advantage. 16 seconds left, shot clock turned off. Last shot is theirs if they'd like it. Surveying around, they get it back up top into the hands of Barr. He'll drive down the left lane, split 2 defenders, sends the screaming pass through the defense to Adams. His 3 won't fall. Rebound goes to Palmer. His prayer from half court gets caught in the rafters, knocking some dust down as we go into the halftime break. Snow College up over USU-Eastern 26-23. What a first half it's been. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back with the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Welcome back to USU-Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and
College is full of new experiences, challenges, and choices. Build habits that lift you up, like sports, art, music, and time with friends. Don't let drugs or alcohol define who you are. You're stronger than any quick fix. Your future's worth it. Kick the habit. Choose your path.
and Turner, your leading scorer tonight with 9 points. He started off the game hard. He went on a 7-point run by himself.
Hey, life in college can be amazing, but it can also feel overwhelming sometimes. We all have ups and downs, and that's okay. The most powerful thing we can do is look out for each other. A simple conversation can make a huge difference, whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out yourself. Remember, one team, one goal. Mental health matters for us all. Let's talk, listen, and stand together.
Caden Adams, but off the bench, you have Kyle Lemke, who is 3 of 4. That's the big difference between him and Adams.
You're in the classroom, on the field, on the court, or hanging out with friends. Your body is your best asset. Staying tobacco-free keeps your lungs strong, your mind sharp, and your game at its peak. And if you already use tobacco, quitting is one of the best moves you'll ever make for your health, your performance, and your future. Don't huff, don't puff, keep away from that stuff. Visit waytoquit.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW for free, confidential help. Stay strong, stay focused, make it a win.
That's the lineup that Eastern has held in check today. Coming into the contest, Snow College ranked number 3 in the nation, but it's a rivalry game. You can throw all rankings, you can throw statistics out the window because they don't matter down the stretch. Now, what stands out most about this 26-23 halftime score is the fact that for both teams, this is a really low average to be seeing. I mean, it's normally both of these two teams are flirting with 80, 90 points a game, but today the offense just hasn't been flowing, and that's in part to some great defense coming from both teams. You look at the season.
College is full of new experiences, challenges, and choices. Build habits that lift you up, like sports, art, music, and time with friends. Don't let drugs or alcohol define who you are. You're stronger than any quick fix. Your future's worth it. Kick the habit. Choose your path.
Has forced to rely more on their interior game, letting USU go more blow for blow with them. USU's not a three-point shooting team, only taking about 5.5 a night, making 5.5 a night, but tonight just hasn't been the case as Snow College has struggled from beyond the arc. You also look at how close this game has been played throughout. 3 ties throughout the contest, 3 lead changes as well. The largest lead was by Snow College midway through the first half as they were up by 7, doubling up Eastern 14-7, but since then it has evened out pretty quickly. Utah State's largest lead came with 18:39 left into the frame as they led by 3. So Utah State had the last field goal in the half, coming at 27 seconds left. Bench points pretty moot right now. 6 for Snow College, 3 for Utah State. Despite we're seeing something we are getting more and more used to seeing is head coach Bill Evans going more and more to that bench. As injuries piled up early on in the year, he found himself having to turn to that bench more despite being a very starter-heavy coach. He likes to keep those starters in rotation. He likes to keep them active and warm tonight, as has been the case in most of Scenic West play, has not been the case. Everyone getting involved, but you want to see a little more scoring coming from the bench. It's halftime here at the BDAC. 26-23 sets the score in favor of Snow College in today's rivalry showdown. We'll take another quick break here in the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show, but when we return, it will be time for the second half of action right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Welcome back into the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Today's rivalry showdown between the men's teams of the USU-Eastern Eagles and the Snow College Badgers at the intermission 6 at 26-23 in favor of Snow College. A tightly contested contest again. These two teams used to putting up more points early and often. The Snow College averaging 90, USU Eastern averaging 80 on the year. Right now, 26-23, a stark departure from that, but that's credit to the defense of both of these two teams as they have been dominant throughout the evening. 25 seconds left before we begin the second half of action. You've been listening to the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. Your 5 on the floor for Snow College will be Adam Savolich, Feltz, McClure, and Roberts. USU-Eastern getting ready to go. Things gonna get interesting here as we go into the final 20-minute stretch of the game. Final buzzer sounds, and we are officially ready to be back for the start of the second half. Eastern still in the huddle. Coach Evans making those final last-second adjustments to his team. Your 5 on the floor will be Stoddard, Palmer, Castagnetto, Turner, alongside Yates. Eastern to start the ball. They'll be going right to left on your radio dial throughout the remainder of the half. Turner, the inbound man, this go around. He'll get it in quickly to Castagnetto to get that clock ticking. We are up, and away here in the BDAC. Quick handoff pass to Palmer, goes to the right wing, bounce pass to the left low block to Castagnetto. Shot fake by Palmer, bounce pass down low, goes to Stoddard to Palmer to Yates. His three-pointer, pure, rattles it home. Robbie Yates with his second three of the game. We're all knotted at 26 to open up the second half of play. Snow College looking for an answer now on the other end. They move it around. Roberts forced to pass back outside to Adams. Surveys around, gets it into the waiting hands of McClure. Now to Savolich. He'll drive down the right side, forced to back out. He'll kick it outside. He'll find McClure. Drive inside. Charging foul, laying his body on the line. Isaac Castagnetto as he's toppled by Braun Roberts with the charge. 26-26, and a chance now early for USU Eastern to take the lead. Second personal foul whistled against Braun Roberts. Ike Palmer on that last three by Yates picks up his second assist of the game. Passing not been a problem for the Eastern Eagles. They get it to Palmer on the right wing. Less scoring, more passing for the young man today as he enters into the high post to Stoddard. Back to Palmer he goes. He'll dribble to the right corner, pick it up in between the pipes. He'll pass to Stoddard, over to Turner on the left wing. He'll drive inside, facing double team pressure, tries to dump it down low, ball poked away, up, and they find an open Feltz. He passes it off last second to McClure, who goes up and in, falling to the ground. He gets his total up to 7, the lead 28-26 now in favor of Snow. Yates with the ball, kicks over to Palmer on the right wing. Hesitation before driving in, backs back outside to Castagnetto in the low block. Brings it to the right corner, cross-court pass to Turner, tap pass to Yates. He'll drive in, down to Stoddard. He'll try and go up with the reverse layup, blocked by the duo of Roberts and Feltz. But a foul out of bounds going to be whistled against Eastern. They got the offensive board, but were unable to do anything with it. Score still sits 28-26 in favor of the Badgers. Down the court goes Savolich. Floor general this trip around as he crosses the midcourt stripe. Conducting traffic, he kicks it over to Adams. Down to the low post, they find Feltz, who goes up and in on the flyby by Turner. Tries to play defense, but just can't get a fingertip on it. Snow's lead back up to 4, 30-26. Castagnetto kicks over to Palmer on the right wing. He'll drive, spin, goes up like a top. Can't get the shot to fall, and he's distraught about it, but he'll get 2 chances at the charity stripe. Palmer, only 2 points in the game, despite scoring 16.2. He shoots 80% from the stripe, though, so he's done an excellent job taking care of business where it matters here. First shot up, can't connect, too strong off the back iron. As fans remain silent here in the BDAC. Palmer strikes that second one home, though, splits the trip 1 of 2. He's got 5 points now in the contest. 30-27, 3-point lead for the Badgers. Moving the ball around, they get it out to the right wing to Roberts. He'll bring it back outside before finding the waiting arms of Adams. He'll drive in, ball kicked, goes off the foot of Stoddard, but they're going to say contact before that as Eastern picks up their first team foul of the second half. Second personal whistled against Stoddard this evening. Inbound man, they're going to be doing it on the second tee of Utah State, and it's going to be the likes of Sam Savolich lobbing it inside. They get it out quickly to McClure. He'll take a quick pop-up three, won't fall. Rebound Castagnetto. He wanted the foul on the three, but he won't find it. Yates with the ball for Eastern. Turner, shot fake, drives to the high post, shot from 15 off the backboard, won't connect as they get it back into the hands of Savolich. Races down court. Yates wisely backs away from a foul, and a blocking foul going to be whistled against Castagneto, trying to draw his second charge of the half. Instead, they're saying he was still in motion as he goes soaring to the ground for the second team foul of Eastern. And that is going to be his second personal. Inbound for Snow goes in. As they get it out quickly to the corner, they find Savulich. His three connects. He's got 6 points. And Snow College slowly but surely starting to pull away, 33-27. Castagneto brings the ball down the floor. He's guarded closely by Savulich, gets it to Yates on the right wing, extended. In between the circles, they pass back to Grissom, who's checked into the game following the foul. Back to Castagneto. He takes a screen by Stoddard instead. Faces double team pressure, immediate turnover, bounce pass. Savulich, break transition three, knocks it down, tongues out. He lets the home fans have it. He's up to 9. Savulich, transition three, a Teo Cruz move, and they knock it down. Moving it around the perimeter. Castagneto ends up with the ball on the left wing. Swings to Grissom. He'll drive in. Pump fake. Kicks out to Yates. His answer back three. Air ball. Rebound goes to McClure. Snow on a bit of a run right now. They're on a 6-0 run over the last minute. Another three. We talked about it at halftime as raining it down from beyond the arc is Roberts. How inefficient Snow College had been from beyond the arc in half number 1. Well, they've obviously taken that criticism to heart as they are raining it down 3 for 3 on their last 3 for 4 over their last 4. A scoreless streak for Eastern of 131 while Snow goes on a 9-0 run. 30-second timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Snow College has done exactly.
Hey, life in college can be amazing, but it can also feel overwhelming sometimes. We all have ups and downs, and that's okay. The most powerful thing we can do is look out for each other. A simple conversation can make a huge difference, whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out yourself. Remember, one team, one goal. Mental health matters for us all. Let's talk, listen, and stand together.
6'8", 6'11", 6'11", 6'8". Not saying that other one, because I know how those kids are. They're going to take full advantage of that. But coming out of the timeout, Eastern with the ball. Yates going to be the inbound man. Series seeking out Castagneto. Facing full court pressure immediately. They call back in Stoddard to try and do it. They are going to loft it to avoid the 5-second violation. Quick pass back to Yates. Getting back into the hands of a guard. Now to Castagneto. They go to the right wing. He dribbles. Surveys around out to Palmer in between the pipes. Hands off to Yates. Sling to Castagneto. Nothing open for Eastern. Bounce pass down the corner to Castagneto to Grissom. Shot fake. He's got a man in a blender. Out to Castagneto. Back to Palmer in the right corner. They can't get anything. The defense too strong. To Grissom. He'll take the three and he'll connect. A rare mess up by the Badgers leads to a wide open Adam Grissom three, and it makes it a much closer affair. 39-30, back to single digits. The deficit goes as they get the ball into the hands of Braun Roberts. Now to Savulich. Surveys the floor, 3-2 zone. Switching around, looking for a trap. They're not going to find anything. McClure forced to pass back outside to Adams. Adams dump pass down low. They get into the hands of Feltz. His shot won't fall, but rebound goes McClure. Offensive board, second chance opportunity, and another three for Snow College. Adams connects on that one. That makes it a 12-2 run over the last, or 12-3 run over the last stretch of game time. Grissom with the ball. He's facing double team pressure. He needs a timeout, and he's going to call it. And Snow College has asserted themselves. USU 1 of 4 in their last 4 attempts, but you look on the contrasting side of things when they've taken the three, they're 4 of 5 from beyond the arc, as is Snow College. They've been dominant here as they call a full media timeout. 15:01 left to go. Snow College up 42-30 when we return here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 7:50 AM.
You're in the classroom, on the field, on the court, or hanging out with friends, your body is your best asset. Staying tobacco-free keeps your lungs strong, your mind sharp, and your game at its peak. And if you already use tobacco, quitting is one of the best moves you'll ever make for your
Welcome back into the USU-Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. From bad to worse, things went. Eastern down 42-30 to Snow College. 15 minutes left in the second half as they get the ball down low to Palmer, who's hit hard. And they're going to give him two, say he was up in the air for the shot. At the half, it was 26-23 in favor of Snow College. Eastern kept it close, but ever since the intermission, Snow College doing nothing but raining it down from beyond the arc. 4 or 5 on their last attempts from range, and it shows on the scoreboard, 32-42, as they have a double-digit advantage over the Eastern Eagles. But Palmer to the line, split his last trip 1 of 2 from the stripe, looking to improve that number here. First up and in, second up and in as well, makes it 42-33. Eastern starting to claw back in as Snow College goes the other way. Savulich with the ball in his hands. Kicks it up in between the circles to Feltz. Feltz handoff goes to Adams. Surveys around, kicks out to Savulich. He'll drive in, step back, shot from the fader. Can't fall, rebound goes Feltz. He'll go up, can't get it to fall, but he's going to be rewarded with 2 trips to the line. And Sean Feltz continues to argue with the official despite getting the call and the trip to the line. Don't understand the rationale for that one. You do not want to be flirting with the technical, especially right now when the momentum seemingly all on your side. 5 on the floor for Eastern. You've got Yates, Grissom, Davies checking in, Palmer, and Castagnetto. First shot from Feltz, up and in. He's got 7, adding to a trio who has just that. Brock McClure, McCade, and Adams, the other Badgers, with that same total. They continue to rain it down. Second half has been a completely different story. Second shot up, in as well. Perfect 2-2 trip as Sean Feltz becomes the leading scorer for the Badgers with 8 points. Palmer bringing the ball down the floor for Eastern. Moves it around, fakes right, drives left, kicks out to Grissom in the left corner. He'll connect from the corner 3. He's got 9 points. Coming into the game, averaging 6.2 points a night. He's surpassed that now as he continues to hit from beyond the arc. Snow moves the ball around the perimeter. They get to Feltz in between the circles, looking for the handoff. Tries to find Savulich on the cut, poked away by Davies, stolen. Palmer ends up with the ball in his hands. Loft pass down low to Yates. Nearly loses it, able to recover to Palmer on the cut. He goes up strong with the right hand. Can't get the shooter's bounce. Instead, rebound goes Snow. McCade and Adams races the other direction. Cross-court pass to Savulich. He'll pull up from deep. He hits the 3. Palmer runs into him, and it's going to be a 4-point play for Sam Savulich. He's done nothing but strike from beyond the arc since the half began. He's got 9 here in this frame. Excuse me, he's got 12 now with that. He has a chance to make it 13. Shot up, pure. Savulich has got 13. He is punishing Eastern, and that time Palmer tried to send a message and instead just added another point on the board for Snow College. 48-36, 12-point lead for Snow, their largest of the game. Castagnetto kicks to Grissom. Back to Castagnetto in between the pipes to Grissom. Kicks to the corner to Yates. Shot fake. He'll drive in. Kicks back outside. Trying to get some ball movement going to Palmer in the high post. He'll back down. Go up strong. Can't get it to fall. Battle for the rebound. It's going to be Adams coming up with it. Racing down the floor. Yo-yo's back and forth. Tries to go up strong. Loses the ball. Scramble for it. Going to be a jump ball. A little extra something being thrown down by Isaac Castagnetto as he drops the shoulder into the head of Adams. Could have potentially been a foul as Yates heads to the bench. Into the contest will come Max Toombs for Snow College. Things getting chippy. Friendliness, not a thing we're seeing on the floor right now. And, you know, it's what you expect from these rivalry showdowns. Savulich to inbound for Snow. looking to loft over the top. Nearly poked away by Bahati, instead lands in the arms of McClure. Moving it around the perimeter, they get it over to Toombs. Toombs to Savolich, thinks about the three, won't take it, would have been a heat check. Into Feltz, down low they pass, up and in, and one. Coming from Max Toombs, immediate impact off the bench as he gets the shot to fall through contact as the deficit continues to increase, 50-36. Snow College. That's the team we expected to see tonight. After a slow start in the first half, they have been electric in this second. Lemke into the contest alongside Aaron Bliss. Much deserved breaks coming for two of the Snow College starters in Brock McClure, as well as Braun Roberts. Also into the game comes James Rust. 3-point opportunity now at the line for Toombs. It's up. And it's pure. He's got 3 points the old-fashioned way as they continue the full court pressure. Castagneto bringing the ball down the floor, crosses the 10-second stripe with 5 seconds left before the violation would occur. Fakes the spin, drives to his left, picks up his dribble to Davies in the high post. He'll drive along the left side. Shovel pass goes to Palmer. He'll drive in, up and one for Ike Palmer. He's got 9 with a chance to go to double digits. Neck with the shot. 51-36 sits the score. Ike Palmer on the day, 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, 4 of 11 overall. Has a chance to make himself 3 of 4 and a nice 75% overall from the line. Shot up. Pure. Good job by Ike Palmer knocking that one home. Steady the ships just a little bit. A 14-point deficit now stares down the Eagles, 51-39. Snow moves the ball around the perimeter, almost an all-bench unit into the contest. They get it into James Rust, now to Lemke in the high post. Surveying around, the only starter in is Savolich, and he'll take a three. And this is a rare miss this half as Bahati slings it up to Isaac Castagneto. He goes up strong, can't connect on the lay-in. Rebound goes to Savolich for Snow College. The other way they race. He's guarded by Bahati. A near assist by Bahati set that up as they swing the ball out into the corner. Raining it down from the arc is Max Toombs. He's got 6. Could have been another 4-point play. You can definitely make the argument for it as he got hit as he was going up. Castagneto swings to Grissom. Looks around. They need to get something going and quickly. A drive inside by Castagneto. Fights through contact to get it to fall. His first points of the game, normally averaging 10.5 as Snow rushes the other way. They sling it outside to Toombs. He'll send the sling pass down low into the arms of Bliss. Going to work in the paint. Back outside to Toombs. He'll take the three. No, he'll fake it. Ball ripped away by Palmer, but recovered by Snow. Back to Toombs in the left corner. He'll drive inside, guarded closely, and he will fight over the outreached arms of Bowen Davies to get it to fall. A little run by Max Toombs as they continue to just make the Eastern Eagles pay regardless of the defense they're playing. Scramble for the rebound. Comes down to Bahati. He goes up strong. Gets hit. Could have been the and one, but the whistle has stopped for both teams as Bahati finds his first points of the ball game. Snow the other way, down up 13, 56-43. They sling the ball around the floor. They get it into the hands of Lemke in between the pipes. Now back to Savolich. To Toombs. He's on a run. He'll drive inside. Lob the pass down low to Bliss. Tries to fight up and in, and Davies comes up with the block. The official signals foul, and the Eastern Loyal are raining boos down on the man in stripes. Substitution coming for Snow College as Bliss takes his place at the stripe for some free throws. Up and in for Bliss. His first points of the ball game. Substitution, Blake Barr into the contest now for Snow College in place of Savolich. Up and in. Bliss 2 of 2 on that trip to the stripe. As a team, Snow College now 10 of 12, an excellent free throw shooting night. Castagneto brings the ball up for Eastern. Picks up his dribble near midcourt, back and forth it goes. He ends up in the same spot. Now to Bahati on the left wing. Surveys the floor. 3-2 defense. As they go down into Palmer to the high post, out to Bahati, to Castagneto. He'll connect on 3. Castagneto has his 5th point now as things continue to get interesting. 58-46, a 12-point lead now. We've watched it dwindle from 16 down to 12. Eastern slowly but surely looking to battle back into this game. A swing out to Barr. Shot won't fall. Rebound Palmer. 1-on-4 fast break. Wise to slow it up instead. He passes up to Castagnetto. He'll take a break. Three. He connects. Isaac Castagnetto, a 6-0 run for himself as he makes it a 58-49 ball game with 9:52 left to go in the second half. There's no quit in this Eastern squad. We'll take a quick break here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, but we'll be back with more USU Eastern action here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
College is full of new experiences, challenges, and choices. Build habits that lift you up, like sports, art, music, and time with friends. Don't let drugs or alcohol define who you are. You're stronger than any quick fix. Your future's worth it. Kick the habit. Choose your path.
(58-49) with 9:41 left to play in the second half of action. Snow College in possession coming out of the timeout following a 6-0 run by Isaac Castagnetto individually. What a job by him shooting from beyond the arc as Snow College breaks that 10-second plane and they swing it over to Toombs. Now to Barr in between the pipes. To Toombs now on the left corner. He drives in. Forced to kick back out to Bliss. Left corner now to Barr. Shot fake drive inside. Now kicks to James Rust. Now to Barr in the high post, tries to drive in, kicks outside. Three-point shot won't fall. Scramble for the rebound. Kyle Lemke comes up with it, and like Kareem, goes up strong. Little Mike and drill action from Lemke on the hook. Castagnetto crosses the 10-second line over to Bahati on the right wing. Crossover, he'll drive in. He fights through contact, and they're going to say foul on the ground, not in the air. They whistle it against Toombs. His first personal, going to be the sixth team foul against the Badgers as Eastern down 11, now back to double digits. The deficit grows as starters start to come back off the bench for Snow. 8:55 remaining. Castagnetto slaps the ball on the inbound into Palmer, loses it, ripped away by McCaden Adams. He's going to push the pace up the floor, tries to drive in, he'll spin up, fights through about 5 players. My goodness. What an effort by McCaden Adams to get that layup up and in. Coast to coast, he drives, makes it 62-49, 8:15 left to go in the second half. Bahati drives in, spins, loses, able to recover. In the short corner, he sits. Pass back outside to Palmer. 14 on the shot clock to Castagnetto, conducting traffic. Navigating around, dump pass down low to Davies. Double team pressure again to Bahati. Up. No, almost throws it down, and a foul whistled against Aaron Bliss. Bliss avoids the poster, but not the penalty, as they're going to send Seven Bahati to the line. 65% shooter on the season. He's got 2 points in the contest as more starters start to approach the table to check back in. Bahati, first shot up, and it rattles around, rims out. Couldn't connect on that first one. Davis checking into the contest for Davies. Five on the floor right now. It's going to be Bahati, Grissom, Stoddard, Davis, and Castagnetto. Second shot by Seven up. Pure, nothing but net. As he checks out of the game, in his stead will come Yates. A productive outing for Seven. Nearly puts Bliss on a poster, but instead walks away with some points regardless. 62-50 with 8:15 and ticking. Snow College back and forth. They pass. Line change substitution came in for them during the free throw attempts. McClure with the ball now in his hands. Kicks it out over to Adams. They get it in back to McClure. He drives inside. He's blocked back down to earth by Stoddard. Scramble for the ball. Out on Snow. And Eastern gonna take possession. Frustration boiling over for Brock McClure as he gets an earful from head coach Andrew May. Well, when you play to the level Snow College does, you gotta play up to that level almost all the time if you want to please the coach. Castagnetto with the ball now for Eastern. He dribbles behind the back, crossing the 10-second stripe, handoff to Grissom. He's had a sharp shooting night. Now back to Castagnetto. Tries to take the screen by Stoddard, instead faces double team pressure. He breaks it, drives inside to Stoddard. His shot up and blocked by Sean Feltz. And a putback. Liam Davis corrals the offensive board, goes up and in. 10-point game yet again, 62-52. Barr swings it over to the right wing to McCaden Adams. He dribbles back outside, now kicks over to Barr. Drives down the left lane. Opts for the flashy pass, kicks out to McClure. He'll shot fake, drive in, floater, won't fall. Putback dump missed by Braun Roberts. Rebound Eastern as the missed dunk sets up a three on the other end from Yates. Can't connect. Rebound by Grissom though for the Eastern Eagles. They keep it alive to Yates. He finishes with the right. Drives down the left, up with the right goes Robbie Yates. As he's got 8 in the ball game. Deficit back to single digits yet again, 62-54. Aggressive defense coming for Eastern as they rely on this bench unit for a moment. Into Feltz, handoff, they find Barr. Kick out to the corner to McClure. Stoddard battling down low with Feltz, and he gives a shove, and it's going to send him soaring out. Gonna be the 7th team foul against the Eagles, which means free throws the rest of the way. Timeout called on the floor. Feltz trying to plead his case. He got the whistle. I don't know what else he's looking for here as he continues to chirp with the official. Full media timeout. We'll take that one with him. You're listening to USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
College is full of new experiences, challenges, and choices. Build habits that lift you up, like sports, art, music, and time with friends. Don't let drugs or alcohol define who you are. You're stronger than any quick fix. Your future's worth it. Kick the habit. Choose your path.
Snow College has come out and they have rained down threes here in the second half. That's what's helped them build back into a lead. At one point was up to as much as 16, but since then, Eastern has done a good job clawing their way back into this contest. At the line, as he was fouled heading into the timeout and put into the bonus, you have Sean Feltz at the line. Shot up. Can't connect, fight for the rebound. Snow comes up with it. Pulled down with a grown man move. Brock McClure able to put it up and in. 10-point lead yet again for Snow. Yates brings the ball down the floor, kicks it to Castagnetto on the Eastern Eagle logo. Now to Stoddard. Near the three-point line to Davis. They hand off now to Turner. Haven't seen much of him due to his 3 personal fouls, but ready to play the final 6 minutes. They swing to Castagnetto. Now to Turner. He calls for the screen. Instead, he opts to drive instead. Kick out to Castagnetto. He'll take the 3. Sideways. Can't fall. Rebound Yates to Stoddard to Castagnetto. He'll drive down the lane. Go up strong with the right, and he's whistled. And he's going to get a chance at the line. A chaotic sequence of a frantic flurry of passes coming for USU Eastern, but Castagnetto capitalizes as he gets a chance at the charity stripe. 64-54 with 6 minutes left here in half number 2. It's been a tough game for Eastern. They battled it hard, keeping it 26-23 at the halftime break, but again, that three-point shooting on display here in the second has been the difference maker and why this lead now sits at 9 following the make by Castagnetto. He's got 9, came into the second half with nothing, so he's exploded as of late, including an individual 6-0 run. Second shot up, pure as well. Isaac Castagnetto has 10 into double digits alongside his teammate Ike Palmer. Snow brings the ball methodically down the court, a 1-2-1-1, about three-quarter court press coming for Eastern. They kick it out to the corner, wide open. Sean Feltz won't connect. Near rebound by Stoddard, but he gets tripped up. Rebound by Yates instead, who finishes the job. Up to Palmer. He drives in, drops the left shoulder. He's hit hard, and they're going to say no foul, but they are going to say that it's going to be Eastern ball. Took a lot of contact there. Palmer trying to work out the shoulder soreness. Head coach Bill Evans wants an explanation. I don't think he's going to get one that he likes. Besides, yeah, we missed that one. Castagneto, the inbound man on the third tee of State, lofts it over the top to Palmer. Palmer takes a shot to the face, kicks out to Turner. Turner's three, air ball. Rebound goes Snow College. McCaden Adams drives the other way for the Badgers. Slowing the pace just a little bit, content to let time tick down. It's their friend right now. They're up 8, 64-56, but this USU Eastern team will not go away. A drive inside, down low. They swing it over, and they find the likes of Sam Savolich. He gets a rare two-point basket to fall. He's up to 15 in the game. Palmer kicks to Castagneto in between the pipes. To Turner on the left wing. Now to Palmer. Over to Yates. Inside the final 5 minutes, now we go. Bounce pass down low, they find Stoddard trying to find the cut to Turner, and they're calling a kicked ball violation against Snow. Keeping hopes alive for a second. Yates heads to the bench. 7 Bahati into the game for USU. As he loops around, getting into position on the right corner. Castagneto slaps the ball, searching for the inbound. Has to loft over the top to Turner. Turner, quick pass to Bahati. Squares up. Goes into his bag. Sling pass down low. Finds Stoddard. Going to work. Reverse layup. Up and in. The hook shot. Works over Sean Feltz. Ethan Stoddard's got 6. Matches his season average with that bucket. Ball movement on point. They cross the 10-second line. Does Snow. Into the hands of Savolich. It goes. Guarded by Bahati. Kicks over, finds Adams. Shot fake, gets Turner off his feet, drives inside, loses the ball, and a foul whistled. If that one's against Turner, that's his 4th with 4:28 left to go. Also going to be the 8th team foul against the Eastern Eagles. Decision time for Coach Evans as it is whistled against Turner. Do you leave him in or do you take him out? Looks like Coach Evans has his mind made. He's going to leave Turner in for his offensive ability and leadership on the floor. Fight for the rebound, and they're going to call it against Snow College. So Eastern gets to take possession. Out of bounds it goes. Definitely looked like it could have been a foul against Eastern. Bodies on the floor everywhere, namely that of Brock McClure. He hits the ground hard, but Eastern takes the ball the other way to Castagneto. The handoff goes on the left wing. Dribbling around, picks it up, down, sling pass down low to Stoddard, goes up with the circus shot, up, can't get it to fall, and they're going to whistle a foul against Sean Feltz. Feltz wants an explanation. He's not pleased one bit with that call, but then again, has he been pleased with a call all night long? 66-58 sits the score. 8-point difference between these two teams, and Stoddard a chance to cut into it, but luckily for Snow, Stoddard not the most consistent shooter, only 35% from the line, but he connects on the first. Stoddard up to 7. Toes the line yet again to make it a 6-point ball game. Up, can't find it, but rebound goes in favor of Snow. Bahati tries to poke it away, but wisely does not commit the penalty as Snow brings it the other way. Duffed with the ball. They move it around. They find it into the arms of McClure. Dumped to the corner where they find Toombs. He splits 2 defenders, drives inside. Kick out, wide open look for Adams. Can't get it to fall. Rebound, though, coming down for McClure. And the second chance effort coming down for the Badgers as they build it back to a 59-68 advantage for themselves as timeout is called. We'll keep it right here.
Hey, life in college can be amazing, but it can also feel overwhelming sometimes. We all have ups and downs, and that's okay. The most powerful thing we can do is look out for each other. A simple conversation can make a huge difference, whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out yourself. Remember, one team, one goal. Mental health matters for us all. Let's talk, listen, and stand together.
Abysmal, but now they've improved it. 8 of 21 to score. Their three-point shooting sits 38% from beyond the arc. Free throw shooting 10 of 14 for the Badgers. Meanwhile, USU-Eastern, one of their better outings from three, 7 of 17, so 41%. Meanwhile, 10 of 13 from the charity stripe. Leading the way for them is Ike Palmer. Inbound goes inside to Castagnetto, coming back out of the timeout. Little hesitation move as he crosses the Eastern Eagle at midcourt. Nearly loses his dribble. Forced to pick up on the right wing. Kicks out to Palmer. Palmer surveys to Stoddard. And a charge coming down. And they're going to whistle it against Bahati. He doesn't know what he got whistled for, but lots of contact on the play regardless, as has been the case all night long. It's been a very consistently called game. I've loved the job that these officials have done tonight. Now, inbound goes to Snow College. Semi-full court pressure. Bahati's in the area to provide some full court pressure. They kick it out to the corner, out to McClure. His three rattles, won't fall. Rebound goes. Kayan Turner pushes the pace. 2 on 4. He's going to have to slow it down just a bit. Drives inside, and a blocking foul is going to be whistled as Turner drives in. He goes up, and they're going to whistle it against Savolich. I'm surprised we didn't see a flop warning there as he lays back as if he were playing James Harden, maybe taking some acting classes down at Snow. Always a good major to invest in as Turner steps to the line. A chance to push himself into double digits. He hasn't scored since about the first 10 minutes of the first. His first shot up in the bonus. Rattles, won't fall. Rebound goes Snow College. McClure pulls it down. Savolich takes over floor general duties this return trip. Around the horn they swing. Savolich on the right wing. Pass to the corner to McClure. Down low to Feltz. Outside. Around they go. Shot fake. Step back. Pass. Back to Savolich. Nearly takes the three, but the hand of Bahati slows him down. Now, shot. Won't fall. Behind the back. Savolich recovers. Up and in. Blocking foul as Turner lays his body on the line, but without the charge, he is going to be disqualified with his 5th personal as he heads to the bench distraught. 3 substitutions coming in as you see Yates, Davies, and Grissom all coming in. Stoddard and Bahati head to the bench by coach's decision. Turner by the official's decision. To the line will step number 10, Sam Savolich. 68-59, 9-point advantage, a chance to push it to 10 here. Shot up, can't connect, too strong off the back iron was Savolich's shot. 1 of 2 on the day, moves to 1 and 3 with the miss. Fans on their feet, they want a second shot to go awry. Up. Can't get that one to fall, but a rebound goes to Bliss for Snow College. They get to reset with 20 seconds reset onto the shot clock. They're content to hold. Let time tick down, limit the opportunities. 2:40 left to go. McClure kicks outside to Adams. Adams to Savolich. He'll line up the 3. He won't connect this time. Rebound goes to Castagnetto. Quarterback pass to Palmer. Euro step up, fights through contact, won't fall, foul whistled against the Badgers. They're not happy about that one, and Palmer goes to the line, and I'll give it that one. There was minimal contact on that one. Throughout the rest of the game, you've let that one play out, but tonight you call it. 68-59 following the 0 of 2 trip from the Badgers. A chance to make this a closer affair as Palmer toes the line. Up, can't make it, bounces off the back iron, moves his free throw percentage to 3 of 5 on the night. Substitution, Bliss heads to the bench following his 4th personal. 10 team fouls apiece for both of these two squads. So it's going to be double free throws the rest of the way. Palmer hits the 2nd, he brings his total to 11. Back and forth, they pass the ball. Swing it around, they get it down to McClure. His shot, short and in. He's into double digits, up to 11. A key player for Snow College tonight has been McClure, crashing the offensive glass, scoring when he's needed to, a big contributor in the second half. 70-60 sits the score, Snow College up. Ike Palmer decides to do it himself. He goes up and in to bring his total to 14, but a quick pass the other way. A spin move leaves Grissom in the dust. What a show by Sean Feltz. Little showtime, catches the pass on the run, spins around Grissom, sends him soaring to the ground, and now Snow College up 72-62. Full media timeout called. We'll take that one with them. You're listening to USU-Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. 72-62 Badgers.
You're in the classroom, on the field, on the court, or hanging out with friends. Your body is your best asset. Staying tobacco-free keeps your lungs strong, your mind sharp, and your game at its peak. And if you already use tobacco, quitting is one of the best moves you'll ever make for your health, your performance, and your future. Don't huff, don't puff, keep away from that stuff. Visit waytoquit.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW for free, confidential help. Stay strong, stay focused, make it a win.
Welcome back in USU-Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Eastern with the ball out of the timeout, down by 10, 72-62 to the number 3 Snow College Badgers. Palmer with the ball, swings it over to Davies, checking in after the timeout. Dump pass down low to Castagnetto, loses the ball, scramble for it. Wrestling match. Last touch going to go against Snow, and USU-Eastern is going to get getting up. McCaden Adams none too pleased with the call, trying to plead his case, as is head coach Andrew May. Coach Evans on the sideline contrasting, trying to call his play on the offensive side. Yates slaps the ball. He wants more movement. Into Davies it goes. Hands off back to Yates. Getting things going. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Castagnetto with the ball on the right wing. They got to get something moving and quickly. Double team pressure. Slings over to Yates. Stolen away by Snow College. Tiptoes the line. And that should have been a foul. That's definitely a foul as Yates goes to the ground after knocking down McCaden Adams from behind. A late whistle, but a good whistle nonetheless, as he's a little slow to pass it. Temper's getting a little short here in the BDAC. Lots of contact was initiated on that go-around by Yates, a rightfully deserved whistle. Going to be 2 free throws coming up to the line for McCaden Adams. First shot up off the front of the rim, won't fall. 11 points for Adams in the contest, but had a chance to make it 12. Can't convert. Score still sits. 10-point deficit for Eastern, 72-62. Second shot up, and it is in. Adams knocks it down for his 12th point of the ballgame. Full court pressure coming for USU-Eastern. They have to call back the troops as they need to get it in quickly. They do to Yates. Yates fakes the pass. He'll keep it himself, take it down the floor. To the right side he goes. Sling pass goes to Palmer. He'll drive along the baseline. Goes up strong. Fouled. And he'll go to the line for 2. Palmer, 4 of 6 from the free throw line today. Looking to make it 6 of 8 and make this a single-digit game yet again. Foul is going to be whistled against Brock McClure. That's his 3rd personal as Palmer toes the line. Up and in. A great shot coming from Ike Palmer on that go-around. He's got 15 in the contest. Liam Davis into the contest. He's played a pivotal role off the bench. Not the most scoring, but he's been doing everything else just right for this squad. 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and limiting himself to only 1 turnover. Palmer hits to bring his total to 16 on a timeout called. We'll keep it right here at the halftime break. It was a low-scoring affair. Snow was up by 3, 26-23. Now, with a minute 16 remaining, the score is 73-64 in favor of the Badgers. What was the difference maker here? Well, not only was the frantic pace continuing to go, but Snow College starting there making their shots from beyond the arc. It was a pretty dismal statistic looking at the halftime break. 22% from the line. Normally they're shooting closer to 40. Still well below their average, but 8 of 24.
College is full of new experiences, challenges, and choices. Build habits that lift you up, like sports, art, music, and time with friends. Don't let drugs or alcohol define who you are. You're stronger than any quick fix. Your future's worth it. Kick the habit. Choose your path.
For USU-Eastern will be Palmer, Grissom, Davis, Castagnetto, and Yates. For Snow College, we're going to be seeing the likes of Barr, Toombs, McClure, Adams, and of course, Sam Savolich. Savolich brings the ball across the court. He's guarded closely by Yates, bouncing up and down. He kicks it over to McClure. He's guarded by Davis. Jab step, won't go anywhere. Forced back near the midcourt stripe. He wants the isolation. He drives in, and he's going to bait the foul out of Davis. Says, see, I got it. He wanted the isolation to try and draw that foul out. Ike Palmer shakes his head. He's not happy with the decision. It was a lot of head movement, minimal contact on it, but, hey, if it sells, it sells. 73-64, a chance to bring it back to double digits now as McClure steps to the line. He's got 11 in the contest. Few dribbles up. Can't get it to connect. Well, ball don't lie, as they always say. McClure wanted it, and he got it, but nothing comes from it. Out of the contest will come Toombs as Aaron Bliss comes in. Now remember, Bliss 4 fouls as the situation. Davis heads to the bench as Davies comes in his stead. Second shot coming for McClure. Takes a few dribbles, fans on their feet, the bleachers dumping on the opposite end, up, gets that one to fall with the shooter's touch. McClure has 12. Palmer inbounds the ball to Castagnetto with 54 seconds left. Associate head coach Easton Rouse wants more movement. Castagnetto drives in, gets up and in, and one for USU Eastern. 74-64 sits the score, a chance to bring it back down to 9 as Castagnetto toes the line, and one of the more consistent free throw shooters on the squad, 77% from the stripe on the season, over the team average of 68%. Yates in for his defense. Davies back to the bench. Offense to defense substitutions coming for USU Eastern. Shot up, rattles home. Castagnetto gets it to strike up to 11. Bliss out. Toombs in. Offense to defense action for Snow College as well. 7-point deficit, 74-67. Full court pressure for USU Eastern. Palmer wrapping around. They get it inside to Toombs. Trapped by Grissom, but he splits the defense. Able to sling it up to Savolich. Now back to Toombs. He's able to break through 2 defenders, loses the ball, but a foul is going to be whistled against Eastern. They want the backcourt violation, saying he stepped over. From up in this angle, I didn't see it, but, of course, there was about 15 other things happening at the same time. They're going to go with the foul. Toombs goes to the line, 72% shooter on the year. That's going to be the 3rd personal foul whistled against Grissom. First shot up and pure. A nice effort coming from Toombs. That makes his 9th point of the contest. And we'll go through this in the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show coming up after that final buzzer. But this one's been scrappy throughout, and it's taken a lot of teamwork to try and get out of it. Second shot coming for Toombs. Up. Rattles it home. 10 points. Palmer, the inbound man. He's searching for Castagnetto. Get it back, right back to Palmer. They create an advantage. 3-on-4. Pull-up shot from Palmer. And he asks for the whistle, and he's going to get it late, but that's going to send him to the line for 3 shots. Palmer goes for the transition 3, trying to cut into this deficit a little bit quicker, and instead he's hit from behind. Going to give him 3 opportunities at the stripe. That's how we saw the women's side of things end, as again in that contest, USU came away with the overtime victory, 60-59. All Snow College had to do was not foul on the 3, and they would have won that contest, but they fouled the desperation attempt as Palmer hits his first, and they sent Marley Piper to the line. She was able to capitalize, make all 3, and give USU the 1-point win with 0.6 seconds left. It was a questionable decision then, and the USU-Eastern looking to recapture some of that earlier magic here in the B-deck. 76-68 sits the score. Palmer, with a few dribbles, sends it up. Can't connect on that one. Rebound goes to Snow College after a fight. Grissom almost comes up with it. Up to Adams. Toombs throws it down on the other end. An exclamation point on this victory for Snow College. Shot clock off, 26 and ticking. 78-68. Castagnetto's 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound Snow. And they're going to not look to extend the game, and instead a foul coming as a foul of frustration boils from Yates. Toeing with the technical. Official shakes his head at him, tries to extend the game, and he will, but at the cost of chirping with the rival Snow College. To the line will go Adams, 78-68, 18 seconds left. Bahati going to be coming into the contest, as that is going to be the 3rd personal against Robbie Yates. Shot up, and it is in. The hard hit did nothing to rattle him as McCaden Adams is up to 13. Few more dribbles coming from the sophomore. He'll get the shooter's touch on that one. The lucky bounce, as lots of contact. Still a lot of extracurricular activity in this game. You'd expect it from a heated rivalry like this one. Castagnetto behind the back, drives in, has it hit, and it's going to be a foul against Snow College. So back and forth, they trade blows. And this game, in the final 20 seconds, when it was all said and done, looked like it was going to be over, but consecutive fouls from both sides have pushed this one to free throws on both ends as Castagnetto prepares for his shot. Up and in. He's got 12 in the ball game. On the night, that moves Castagnetto to 4 of 4 from the stripe. He had 2 earlier, plus an and 1 that he was able to successfully convert on. The official setting the rules clear. He doesn't want any nonsense on the ensuing attempt. Castagnetto up, and he'll complete that one as well. Castagnetto's got 13, second leading scorer on Eastern. Timeout called. We'll keep that one, this one here. It feels like it's all but over. 12.8 seconds left, 80-70 advantage for Snow College. They've held them below their season average, but Snow College coming into the half hit threes when they needed to, and they've made the plays down the stretch that have helped elevate them to this lead. 8 steals on the evening for Snow. Meanwhile, only 5 coming for the Eastern Eagles. 2 blocks apiece for both squads. The difference maker tonight has been turnovers. Eastern with 12, Snow with 6, and that creates a lot of harshness because Snow College has capitalized on a lot of those opportunities set up by turnovers, and because of it, it's going to be a close finish, but closer than Snow College would like, I guess I should say, but it's going to be a handy win regardless. They are up 80-70 following the timeout. Your 5 on the floor will be Bahati, Yates, Grissom, Castagnetto, and Davis. Full court pressure going to come for USU Eastern with 12.8 seconds remaining. Looks to be a man press coming for the Eastern Eagles. They try and gain any separation they can. Snow able to get it in successfully, back and forth, failing to extend the game, and they will eventually, as Blake Barr will be fouled with 9.3. Only 3 seconds tick off the clock as he gets to go to the line. These free throws, it's turned into death by free throw, especially with how efficiently Snow College has been hitting them tonight. 16 to 24, 66.7%, and another timeout called. They're going to call a full 30-second timeout, it looks like. We'll take that one with them. 9.3 seconds left. Snow College up 80 to 70. You're listening to USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Welcome back, USU Eastern basketball here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. 80-70 sits the score as the number 3 ranked Badgers look to down Eastern and increase their losing streak 2-2. Overall, it's a 4 consecutive losses, about to be 5 to Snow College. As out of the time, leading into the timeout, a foul happened. Blake Barr going to be at the line for Snow. Can't connect on shot number 1. He's still scoreless in the contest. One of the few players on the Snow College team who is scoreless, Barr and Rust. We'll get more into that in the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. Second shot up and in. He breaks that streak. Now only one player who's seen the floor not scoring. Casting that sling pass down to Yates. Over to Davis. He goes up strong with the left rebound. Snow. And officials not going to call the foul as they try to extend the game. And we have reached the final. 81 to 70. Snow College defeats the USU Eastern Eagles on their home floor in a heated rivalry matchup. A good game from start to finish, but Snow College showing why they're as highly ranked as they are. We'll take a quick break here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, and then we'll be back with the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.